Throughout the lifespan of the Nextbite, we've had the opportunity to be involved with many different cutting-edge techniques and great changes in the boating industry.
We've been really, I would say, blessed to be able to bring you the Nextbite shows and show you a lot of different fishing techniques, how to fish many different types of lures, and in some cases we were lucky enough to even get a chance to help companies design lures so you can become better fishermen. It started with the flicker shads, then we progressed to the flicker minnows, and then went into the jointed flicker shads and the shallow flicker shads. This whole flicker family was built so that it would be easy for you to tie one of the baits on and catch fish.
Over the 16 years of the Nextbite, we've seen a lot of changes in the baits people use. And one of the biggest evolutions I think that I've seen is in the use of artificial baits. Now, Gary talked about crankbaits, obviously artificial. We've been doing a lot of shivering, that's artificial. But where you see it a lot also is the replacement of live bait going into artificial baits. I think the big advantage there is obviously artificials are more durable, but the other thing is you can get more colors and you can get a lot more actions in the tails or vibrations coming off of those baits. In the early seasons, we were using a lot of gulp. It was kind of a good replacement for live bait. But now, especially in the last 4 or 5 years, you're seeing tons of use of action tails. And what I mean by that is some kind of tail that puts off vibration, puts off action. I can remember a show that Trent Eichner and I did up on the Rainy River. Everybody else has got live bait. We've got these ripple shads there and we're just pounding big fish. We've seen where bigger action tails are starting to get used, bigger paddles, bigger twisters, bigger baits in general, 4 or 5 inches even. Gary and John Hoyer just did a show up on Mille Lacs, a very traditional walleye fishery, but they did something very untraditional. They took snap jigs and they added on a great big 4-inch gulp minnow to that to give this thing all kinds of action and cause these fish to bite the lure. So evolutions, we've seen a lot of them on the Nextbite, but artificial tails is one of the biggest ones.
You know, some of the things that come to my mind looking at the past is just simply the accessories that we've added to our boats to make it more comfortable on the angler and actually make fishing easier. Power pole, for instance, Northern Anglers, just a couple of years ago it really got popular, but the use of the drift paddle on those power poles has become just an awesome alternative to drift socks. And when it comes to comfort, I think about the suspension pedestals that we put in our boats, something like those Airwave pedestals we have, and then of course trim tabs, which kind of ties it all in with boat control and running spot to spot to spot. You can adjust that attitude of the boat based on your wind condition to get you there drier, more comfortably, but those are some accessories that have really changed the game.